Hello, my name is Heidi Wigdahl. May is Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And to celebrate, we're looking back at some of our behind the business stories that highlight AANHPI-owned businesses. Starting off, let's go to North St. Paul, where in 2024, I first met the talented kids behind Cypher Side Dance. DJ, drop that beat! At Cypher Side Dance School in North St. Paul, everyone is invited into the circle. In this case, it's the youth amateur breaking battles.
There's about 17 of you. We're gonna knock it down to 8.
Lou Tao opened Cypher Side in 2017, moving into this space 4 years later.
Definitely built my confidence, because back then I was a shy little boy. And then I think with this dance, I was able to come out of my shell.
Cypher Side offers breaking, hip-hop, and K-pop classes to ages 3 and up.
Really like expressing myself through the music. Really just like letting my body like feel free.
17-year-old Harmony Lee and 16-year-old Gabriella Reek are both on Cypher Side's performance team.
I feel like it helps me better myself, especially mentally. When I walked in the studio, everybody was so welcoming. It's like a family.
So I want to still show the students that I'm still dancing too, so I'm still training, I'm still performing.
Performing with the First Avenue Breakers during a Timberwolves playoff game. And Cypher Side stepped onto the court in April for Asian American and Pacific Islander Night.
I actually was born in Thailand, and so just being over here and represent our AANHPI has been definitely super awesome.
Oh, it was a really crazy experience. It's unforgettable and I'm really appreciative of it.
And it's been a big year for one certain style of dance. For the first time, breaking will be at the Summer Olympics.
Yes, that's really awesome. I think it's cool.
Cool, and a chance to invite more people into the circle. Going from dancing to doodling, a Minnesota artist is popping up at events as a human photo booth. A photo booth can capture a moment.
Hi, you want to doodle?
A doodle booth does it.
Can you give me a big smile?
By hand.
Can I doodle you?
Gloria Kim is the touchscreen,
You want a little boo-boo?
the camera,
Give me a good pose.
and the printer.
And then it comes out the slot right here, like a photo booth. Are you ready?
I think it's great. It's a fun little option. She loves it.
I've been doodling friends since I was in high school, so I guess if you think about it like that, 10, 20 years, I guess.
This past summer, Gloria turned it into a business, developing Minnesota Doodle Booth.
Okay, give me a smile.
Gloria sets up her booth at different events.
How are you?
This one is at Westwood Lutheran Church's community meal
How was school?
for dinner and doodles.
I think this is so cool.
I think this is so fun.
I really didn't even know what to expect.
I love doodling. And I love doing art, but I don't want to do like those fancy illustration. I don't have patience for it. I like drawing something that's quick.
Gloria's doodles are done in around a minute or so.
There you go.
Requests include everything
You want roomie?
from K-pop demon hunters to Labubus. But coming in at number 1,
Cats. People love cats. They want themselves with like 50 cats if they can. Smile.
what comes across as quick
All right, ready?
is meant to last.
And I love seeing people like happy. Like when you get a cute drawing of yourself, you can't be mad.
I love it.
In St. Louis Park,
Alrighty.
Heidi Wigdahl, KARE 11 News. Another artist I've met over the years covering behind the business is Wenwen Manfred. The Minnetonka-based artist portrays childhood innocence through Chinese painting. In a world full of commotion, a sense of peace comes off the paper
Very fun.
thanks to Wenwen Manfred.
I'm super passionate to every painting.
The Minnetonka-based artist grew up in China, immersed in traditional Chinese painting.
My dad, he's an artist as well. He's a Chinese painting artist. And he taught a lot of kids. So when I was a kid, I just follow him and then look at how he taught other students.
She launched Wenwen Liao Art Studio, putting a modern touch to traditional ink and wash painting techniques. From the brush strokes to the paint, it's all done on mounted rice paper. A background in animation keeps Wenwen's art moving off the page.
When I do painting, I want that 1 second's action stop into the painting, so people, when they look at my painting, they can kind of create their own story since the action, think about before and after the action, the story.
letting the imagination color in the rest.
So now it started to show up the colors.
Layer by layer.
Still need to add a lot of layers.
As a mom of two, Wenwen captures peaceful moments of childhood innocence.
I can put all my loves in the painting and then through the stories, through the action, and bring people like happiness.
A sense of wonder seen through a child's eyes. Wenwen's artwork is now on display at MSP Airport. If you're flying out of Terminal 1, you can check it out near Gate C6. Just south of the airport in Eagan, you can find Duck Entertainment. I visited there last summer when people were clawing to get a labubu. At Duck in Eagan, the bright lights and bold noises may draw customers in, but it's the prizes that keep them here. Presley Apel is celebrating her birthday at the Claw Machine Arcade. When she gets the chance, she grabs it, not unlike the owner.
We took a family trip back to China and Japan. That's when we had the idea to kind of bring this whole idea over.
But Sunggoy Lin and his family had a rough start.
So many space just reject us because it's too new for them. They thought it's too risky.
We're telling them like we're gonna put 100 claw machines in a like 4,000 square foot area, and nobody really believed in the idea.
But since opening in January,
What do you think?
they've won customers over,
Okay.
even helping people win prizes. Beyond the Clawcade, they serve bubble tea and shaved ice, and also offer 3D printed figurines and have around 50 gacha machines.
They're pretty much like a blind box as well.
Well, there are lots of items you can win. By far the most popular, Labubu.
They're just like a little plushy keychain that people like to put like on their bag and backpacks, but they've just been really popular right now.
Popular and hard to get.
Pretty much have every single Labubu imaginable.
She's obsessed with Labubus. I don't know what they are really. I've seen them over here, but she's going crazy for them.
Yes! Sienna Wilgrubs came from Welch in hopes of winning her first. There are two ways to win, directly from the claw machine or trade in plushies for bigger prizes on display. Sienna saw a chance and grabbed it.
Oh my gosh, I can get a
Now she's going home a winner.
Oh my gosh, that's the purple one!
In Eagan, Heidi Wigdahl, KARE 11 News. This past winter, Duck opened its second location inside the Mall of America. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Part of celebrating AANHPI Heritage Month is enjoying all the different foods. My mom is originally from the Philippines, and whenever I want a taste of what I grew up eating, I go to Cocina in Mounds View. There are those who cook, and then there are those who cook with love.
Lots of love. Every time I cook, love, love, love.
Highland Tabarez grew up cooking in the Philippines.
Our house is across the ocean, and then our backyard is all full of vegetables. We'll just pick up some veggies in the back, and my dad's coming from the ocean, and we get the fish and start filleting it. I was 7 years old, start filleting the fish. We call it lechon manok.
Highland is now sharing those family recipes.
How's everything, guys?
Last August, she and her husband Scott Zimmer opened Cocina in Mounds View.
And I'm giving you healthy food that tastes good.
It's a turo-turo, meaning point or cafeteria style.
I'm from Cebu, so our cooking is mostly Visayan style. You go to Manila and their food kind of like in the sour notes, and the Cebu it's in like a sweeter notes.
There's pancit, this version vegetarian. Then Lola Nating's homba, a popular pork dish.
I love to share to the people our Philippine food, Visayan actually. The recipe comes from my mom and actually passes from her grandma to her to me, and I don't know where it passes it through next because my daughter, she don't want to cook.
Old recipes
Our halo-halo
for a new crowd.
Everything was so tasty.
So I'm really craving for a Filipino food. I don't need to cook. I just come here and just order.
Just reminds me of when my Lola would cook. It just brings me back to home.
You have to put a love to it in your food, and the people will taste it.
A taste of Cebu with a little something extra.
Remember, a lot of love in there.
Each chef has their own vision for their restaurant. In Northeast Minneapolis, Diane Mua's vision resulted in Diane's Place, now an award-winning restaurant. I met up with Diane before the doors opened back in April 2024. At Diane's Place in Northeast Minneapolis, the comforts of home
I can't believe where I am.
can be found all around the restaurant.
A touch of Hmong with modern stuff.
Diane Mua's story sewn into the details, like her Hmong clothes from kid to adult.
As a Hmong daughter, when you get married, your parents they gift you some Hmong clothes. When I was married, my parents gifted this. And it's like little touches of like being Hmong American, not forgetting. And both my kids work here. I don't want them to lose who we are. A lot of this restaurant is bringing what I was raised. I mean, the Hmong community is built on hospitality.
Diane has spent the past 20 years doing desserts. She served as executive pastry chef for beloved places like La Belle Vie, Spoon and Stable, and Belcourt. Now the James Beard-nominated chef is returning home.
COVID taught me a lot. I sat at home and I'm like, I don't bake at home, I don't make desserts, but I come home and I eat comfort food. Take some pork, chop it up, put it in lemongrass ginger broth, and add mustard green to it, and it makes me so happy. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do a restaurant. I'm gonna make, at first I'm like, it's gonna be a bakery with savory food, and everything evolves, and I think it's finding yourself. 10, 12 years ago, if you asked me if I was gonna open a restaurant, I'd be like, absolutely not.
She's brought with her a taste of home.
This is my mom and dad.
Her parents' farm in central Wisconsin.
How many greenhouses do you have?
Will provide some of the ingredients.
Five.
Yeah. She always worked for a restaurant, and I was so happy that she get her own restaurant. We're so proud of her.
Pride. That's homegrown. Among Diane's Place many awards, it received the 2025 Food and Wine Restaurant of the Year. I featured Diane's Place in April 2024. A month later, I covered Waffle Bar, known for its bubble waffles, before it opened its third location in Bloomington. At Waffle Bar in Uptown, they're breaking the mold.
We have not just dessert bubble waffle, but we also carry savory too.
These bubble waffles are filled with everything from Sebastian Joe's ice cream to chicken. After opening in Uptown in 2018, Waffle Bar expanded to Lakeville, and now,
welcome to Waffle Bar.
Bloomington
is our nice bar seating right here.
Julie Chen created Waffle Bar with her husband, David.
Julie came up with the idea of waffles, bubble waffles as she grew up eating in Boston Chinatown.
Bubble waffle, plain bubble waffle, not the bubble waffles that you see today where it's wrapped in ice cream and all the fun toppings. So then we thought that maybe that would be a great concept to bring to Minnesota.
Their third storefront is their vision.
And this is where all the magic happens back here.
For any future waffle bars. This is familiar territory for the couple. In fact, the Uptown location used to be David's mom's coffee shop.
Both families, are business owners, a lot of hard work, coming from, war-torn Cambodia in 1975, and then her family in 1987. Their hard work and their sacrifice showed us what it takes.
What it takes and what drives them to do it.
We both have a common goal, and that's to have a loving family. Mm-hmm. We want to see our boys grow up, and we want them to understand all of the hard work and sacrifices that we make to make it work.
It's been a lot of sleepless nights and to make this happen. I'm very happy and proud.
Molding their future through the sweetest dreams. Since covering Waffle Bar, they've expanded. They're now selling their Waffle Bar mix at their storefronts and at Hy-Vee stores across the Twin Cities. And they're not the only ones who have grown since we first covered them. Saturday Dumpling Company now has 3 locations, including at the market at Malcolm Yards and in South Minneapolis. But the story you're about to see is from January 2025, just a couple months after they opened their first location in Northeast Minneapolis. At Saturday Dumpling Company, every day is Saturday. At least now it is.
It's every day now, at least when we're open. We're open Wednesday through Sunday.
But Peter Bean remembers a time when it wasn't.
So we started in 2021 out of our condo. We were making dumplings with my parents, me and Linda, just as a side project that kind of took off over Instagram.
Peter started with his mom's recipes, focused primarily on frozen dumplings picked up on Saturdays from their commercial kitchen in North Minneapolis.
The demand was there, and to keep up with our supply, we had to move into bigger and bigger kitchens.
Until just after Thanksgiving, when Saturday Dumpling Company opened its very own restaurant in Northeast Minneapolis.
Let me know if you have any questions.
Going from a staff of 5 to nearly 30.
Some friends turned me onto it a long time ago during COVID when these wonderful people were doing kind of these cool little pop-ups, and I'm just happy to be here in their space now.
And I really like the scallion pancake burrito.
As probably a lot of people would say online, the vibes are just really beautiful.
And while you can sit down for a meal,
So back here,
you can still take home frozen dumplings.
it's been crazy. It's been great. You know, a lot of good problems. We've been supported by the neighborhood. A lot of our old customers, we see a lot of old faces as well as a bunch of new ones.
Friendly faces, no matter what day of the week. The couple has now teamed up with Chef Jake Johnson to open a full-service Chinese barbecue restaurant in the former Izzy's Ice Cream in downtown Minneapolis. The plan is to open in the fall. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back. We've covered everything from entertainment to food, but there's also Asian American owned businesses in the beauty industry. Let's go back to 2022 to meet the owner of a halal certified skincare and wellness brand. From her basement in Rosemount, Annie Kaiser handcrafts each product, part of Silk Road Wellness, a journey beginning nearly 15 years ago.
I started making all the things when I had children, just became really aware of how toxic body care products can be.
What started as products for her family.
So these are our signature lotion bars.
Grew to the first natural skincare and wellness brand in the States, inspired by Islamic wellness traditions and halal principles.
So we use ingredients that are inspired by Islamic wellness, and those that are permissible in Islam. For example, we use a lot of olive oil, we use a lot of black seed oil, beeswax. This is ginger root.
Combining ancient herbal wellness,
orange peel, it helps tighten up pores.
With modern beauty standards.
I'm Pakistani by birth. We have a lot of, South Asian remedies and a lot of herbs and everything that we use in our culture and our faith that really, are beneficial.
Annie runs the business with her husband. In 2019, the couple's products became halal certified.
For example, we can't have any alcohol as Muslims. We can't have any pork-derived ingredients or foods. Halal is that, but also so much more. It's an umbrella term that applies to everything. It applies to business ethics.
They're mindful of minimizing packaging and avoiding plastic when they can. During the pandemic, the business has scaled.
The world is becoming aware of how toxic products can be and just, the impact that we as a human race have on the environment.
Tapping into an often overlooked market in the multi-billion-dollar beauty industry.
When you are living in a place where there's nothing like that, you have to represent yourself. You have to kind of gain that representation for yourself, because why not? Why not make that change?
While we're talking about AANHPI month, come end of August, we'll also be talking about the Minnesota State Fair. It's a huge deal when vendors get in, and that was definitely the case back in 2024 for Namaste Brows and Boutique. The bright colors coming from the grandstand match the personality of Gina Gurung Vamhoff.
It's so much of culture, so much of brightness, and that's what I love about all of the things that I have here.
Gina is originally from Nepal and in 2011 came to Roseville.
My home, my business, my everything is in Roseville. I'm the Roseville girl.
Gina had been working in healthcare during the pandemic when she had a baby.
Yep.
It caused her to change careers, opening Namaste Brows and Boutique.
I represent Nepal, and all of my felt items are made with yak wool. I went to Nepal 3 years ago. Businesses, shops, restaurants, everything was shut down.
During that time, Gina found women to work with on her designs.
These are made by my 4 women crafters.
Not only does she support the crafters, but their kids at school.
I've been educating 9 kids and then giving jobs to 4 people in Nepal.
Helping build a brighter future.
It's first time, so people are just surprised to see us,
Now Gina is sharing her story at the Minnesota State Fair with her family beside her.
A lot of people I see this awesome, this is wonderful.
I can't believe that I'm here today, because it's not about me again. This is about talking about your country, talking about your culture, talking about those women that had lost hope. And I am that light and hope for them today. This, for me, is a dream come true.
A dream made brighter at the Great Minnesota Get-Together.
Listen to your heart. If there's anything that you had wanted, try it. It's worth it. You will make it. Thank you.
May 21st through the 24th, Namaste will be at the Kickoff to Summer at the Fair event, and then they'll be back at the Minnesota State Fair on the first floor of the grandstand. While Gina is celebrating milestones at the fair, this next business owner based in Plymouth is marking 10 years of its natural bath and body line. From her basement in Plymouth,
so I'm making a Keep Calm bath soaks.
Evangeline Stacy's work is beyond measure.
I wanted to be able for people to feel good.
That's the backbone of her business, Kamini Goods. It started when Vanji was a massage therapist to athletes, from the Timberwolves to the University of Minnesota.
I have the best intention for them. Like, if you are my client, I'm committed to your well-being. Not just in my table or after the end of our session together, but I wish you well for everything.
Her products became a staple for athletes and their muscle recovery. Now it's gone from this to this. Kamini started with bath soaks.
This is a beetroot.
But Vanji has now made her stamp on a whole line of natural bath and body products focused on wellness.
This is head to toe.
And at the heart is her family. They all work alongside her.
It's nice and cool.
Including Adelina Ares, Vanji's mother.
The smell is so good. It's not synthetic, something like that.
Vanji's perspective on wellness is rooted in her upbringing in the Philippines.
So Bayanihan is this, spirit of, I got your back. I would say that that's the foundation. I came from the Philippines where Bayanihan, everybody knows it.
Kamini is now celebrating 10 years, keeping the focus on care and community.
You can be small, sustainable, have the group of people, your community, supporting you. That's my idea of business.
There are so many more businesses we've featured. You can find their stories on the care11.com/behind the business page. Thanks for watching, and happy Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month.